Hey, what is up, mortals? It is AC here, and before we get into today's video, there is something I'd like to say. I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time, so if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. Secondly, if you didn't know, only 25% of you guys are subscribed to us. So please, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon. Now, with that out of the way, let's get into the video. In this deep dive, we will be explaining Tatsumaki, also known by her hero name of Tornado of Terror. The earliest we know of Tatsumaki's life is when her adopted family sold her to some scientists at the age of 7. The reason these scientists bought her was because they wanted to study her psychic abilities. Over the years, these scientists did various tests on her and her powers. Then Tatsumaki was rewarded with candy and toys for cooperating with the test, but she wasn't allowed to go outside. Although, when Tatsumaki refused to use her powers, she would get locked up in a cell. Then, sometime when she was 10, a monster outbreak happened, where she was able to fend off the monsters in her cell long enough for the hero Blast to come to her rescue. We next see her 18 years later, when she has now become an S-Class hero, and she visits the Z-City branch of the Hero Association to see if she can help investigate Z-City. Side note, this is the first time we see her in the series non-chronologically. However, Tatsumaki is told she isn't needed in Z-City by the association, and then she leaves until she hears the news of 2 A-Class heroes coming back severely injured. Then she calls the worker an idiot. We next see her later when she is tasked to defeat the ancient king in the mountains, who she quickly kills before being called back to the Hero Association quarters in City A. She then meets Saitama at the headquarters and belittles him because of his low rank, even though he was invited to the meeting. Although when Saitama calls her a lost child, she gets pissed, only for him to ignore her for the rest of the meeting, which in turn pisses her off even more. During the meeting for S-Class heroes, Tatsumaki is impatient, wanting to get it done with, but the meeting is interrupted by the start of an alien invasion on City A. Once she gets out of the building, Tatsumaki quickly leaves to attack the UFO on her own, disgusted at the other S-Class members' slowness to action. We then see Tatsumaki stop the cannon fire from the ship, where she then redirects it back at the ship. Then later during the battle, we see Piri Piri Prisoner attempt to help Tatsumaki's assault on the UFO by throwing concrete blocks at it until Tatsumaki uses her abilities to throw bigger destroyed objects from the area at the ship. Eventually the ship fell, but Tatsumaki thought she wasn't the reason for it. Then, once the battle is over and Saitama smashes his way out of the ship, Tatsumaki tries to talk to him, but is once again ignored, where he then starts a conversation with Genos. This angered Tatsumaki, and she then starts to insult Saitama, and she throws Genos into a wall after he calls her a kid. Although, Bang stops their scuffle by telling her to act properly like an S-Class hero. After that, we see Tatsumaki when she causes an explosion during Do-S and Fubuki's fight, telling Fubuki to go home and taking over the fight for her. Tatsumaki then immobilizes the love slashes of Do-S and then leaves. She's next seen arriving at Eye City, where she kills a wounded 100 Eyes octopus, to the dismay of Flashy Flash. She then berates the heroes before leaving to fight more monsters elsewhere. After this, she gets summoned by the Hero Association for a meeting regarding the plan to deal with the Monster Association. Although she brushes off the danger of the Monster Association, they won't pose any sort of challenge to her. She also suggests that she should make Z-City into rubble, killing all the monsters, disregarding that they had a hostage. Although her plan was ignored, and she is later given a transmitter that will show her location to her and the other S-Class heroes. She then enters Z-City with the rest of the S-Class heroes, getting into a fight with Evil Eye, but the monster is swiftly killed. She then heads into the Monster Association HQ through her assigned routes, later challenging Gyoro Gyoro, who she annihilates in her fight. Shortly after beating Gyoro Gyoro, she realizes it was a puppet for Psychos. After this, Tatsumaki confronts Psychos, but gets distracted by various monsters who attack her. Eventually, she gets attacked by Psychos from behind, where she is then somewhat weakened. Tatsumaki is then beaten continuously until other heroes arrive. They help her get some breathing room before she gets back into action. After getting some time to breathe, she focuses on taking down evil natural water, dispersing the liquid from sheer pressure. Although she is attacked quickly afterward by Black Sperm, who she easily pushes aside. Black Sperm then takes Psycho hostage and pulls out his final trump card, where he fuses together the trillion cells into Golden Sperm. Tatsumaki in her weakened state is easily knocked out by Golden Sperm, but quickly wakes up. He then attempts to snap his neck, but fails. After that, Garo reaches a second transform state, and Tatsumaki attacks him with the boulder, but Garo destroys it with one punch. Then, Garo makes fun of her telekinesis, saying her sisters were stronger, and then telling her what he did to her sister. This brings her into a rage, where she then throws whatever she can at him, but this does nothing to Garo. Garo then declares himself a disaster-level god, and then naming his new martial art Monster Calamity God Slayer Fist. He then went on and decimated the remaining heroes while fending off Tatsumaki's rock barrage with ease. Tatsumaki then puts everything she has left into pinning Garo for the other heroes to hit him. He quickly gets out of this, however, and Tatsumaki boasts that if she was at top form, she could beat him in 5 seconds. And before Tatsumaki gets finished off by Garo, she passes out from overexertion and her injuries. We then see her attempting to kill Psychos, severely injuring the Blizzard group who try to defend Psychos. They fight until Saitama shows up and takes her out of the building, trying to avoid more damage. However, this just angers her and she attacks Saitama. Beat a Sound Sonic joins their fight, trying to defeat Saitama. Sonic is quickly taken out and the fighting stops because Tatsumaki's wounds opened up from the Monster Association battle. Then Tatsumaki boasts to Saitama saying if she was at top strength, he could have flattened him in 5 seconds. Side note, bullshit. Saitama then asks her why she's a hero, but Tatsumaki decides it isn't worth responding. Tatsumaki then reminisces about when Blast saved her and thinks to herself, when will you be back, Blast? Sadly, that's all the story we have on Tatsumaki as of writing this. Now, let's get into appearance. Before we get back into the dive, I would like to say that we've got a third channel called Anime Theory. Anime Theory mainly focuses on a large variety of mind-boggling anime theories. Now, in case you didn't know, we are a secondary channel to our main channel, We the Celestials. We the Celestials is full of fun what-if stories. If you've got the sugar tooth for great storytelling, please give that channel a visit as well. If you're interested in the content we share with all channels, make sure you click the icon on the top right corner or check the description below for a link to the channel. Now, with that out of the way, let's get back into the dive. Tatsumaki is a petite woman who often gets confused for a young girl. She has an adolescent face with emerald eyes and green hair that curls up at the ends. She wears a form-fitting black dress with long sleeves and 4 high-cut leg slits that show off her legs. Tatsumaki has a rather brash, moody, hot-headed, and impatient personality. She is disrespectful to most people, especially those she deems to be below her. Despite this, she feels obligated to fight monsters considering it her job. She has a soft side too, although that's only really seen with her little sister Fubuki, who she is very overprotective and controlling of. Tatsumaki also has a superiority complex, thinking she is stronger than nearly everyone and deeming most people to be weaker than her. And the rare times she will lose, she will always say that she wasn't at her top strength. Tatsumaki's main power is psychokinesis, and she is the most powerful Esper in One Punch Man universe that we have seen as of writing this. She is capable of effortlessly lifting hundreds of large boulders and stopping a powerful bombardment attack from Boros' ship before sending the attack back with the same force easily. She can also supposedly lift all of Z City with ease, but that has only been said by Yusuke Murata, who is the manga illustrator. Tatsumaki also uses her psychokinesis to fly at high speeds. She is also able to sense when her younger sister is in danger. Tatsumaki is also able to withstand gravity that is 300 times its natural strength, as seen in her fight with Psychos. Tatsumaki was also able to lift the entire Monster Association base out of the ground. Although, like all Espers, she can't use her powers if she has a head injury or any brain damage. Tatsumaki can also make psychic barriers that are strong enough to withstand Orochi's combined blast. These barriers allowed her to withstand Homeless Emperor's Phil Power Assault and survive multiple dragon-level monster attacks while she was unconscious. Tatsumaki can also do chi manipulation, which allows her to immobilize and cause discomfort to a target. Although this power is less effective against people with a strong willpower and barely works on people who have broken their limiters like Saitama and Garo, Tatsumaki also has excellent physical abilities. She has speedy reflexes, such as when she was able to react and stop multiple fired missiles from Boros' ship. She was also fast enough to stop an attack from Golden Sperm that other S-Class heroes couldn't even see. Tatsumaki also has enhanced endurance where she can maintain consciousness even if she is suffering from a large head injury. Tatsumaki also has a unique fighting style she uses called Master Psychic Combat, which is revolved around Tatsumaki's mastery of her psychic abilities. This style also has 2 subsections, the first being Psychic Whirlwind, which is an anti-psychic technique. This allows her to make a whirlwind around her, which harmlessly redirects or deflects psychic attacks. The other sub-method is Psychic Binding, which allows her to suppress the power of another Esper. Thank you all for watching the video to the end. Now there are a few more things that I like to go over before the video ends. Firstly, I'd like to let you all know that we have a merch store. Some of the items in it are only available for a limited amount of time, so if you're interested, go into the description and check it out. Each purchase helps us make more content. On behalf of We the Celestials, I'd like to thank the writer for this video, as well as the editor for this video. Their details will be in the description. If you're a voice actor, editor, or writer, or you're interested in becoming one of those, go into the Discord that is in the description of this video and hit up the head of one of those areas. We're always looking for members to join us. That's it from us for today's video, so thank you all for watching, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you're interested, and hit that like button if you like the video. Until next time, peace out, mortals, and have an amazing day.